From Studio 1A in Tampa, Florida, comes a talk show that really feels your pain and tells you like it is. We love America and all that freedom-loving Americans want to protect. Live from coast to coast and on your radio, it's For the People with Keith Allen.
We'll help you survive this thing called life. We're for the people. Whatever your source of stress or strife, for the people is there.
Hello, Mr. and Mrs. America. I am Keith Allen and proudly welcoming you to this September the 7th, 2018's edition of For the People. I have my sister in studio today, hanging with me, and I appreciate that. She offered me some lunch, but I'm like, you know what? I just can't, because I made a healthy, not to say that she's not eating something healthy, but I have a turkey boar's head made sandwich with my hands with lettuce and simply mayo, something healthy on there. A little lettuce, yeah, and a little crunch, like that crunch factor on whole wheat, trying to do the healthy thing, trying to do the right thing. Did my 16 and a half miles this morning, and something I do every other day, depending on the weather, largely speaking. All right, so let's get into it. We're going to talk about Mr. Colin Kaepernick. There's this huge billboard in San Francisco, and there are folks that listen to this broadcast, believe it or not, out in San Francisco, and we appreciate our listeners out there. What do you think about Nike's decision to sign him with a multi-tier deal with a strategy, apparently, to sell more sneakers, more sports apparel? I mean, that's what Nike does. That's what they like to do. And here's a guy that's been unemployed. Nobody wants to sign the guy. He's untouchable. But the economy is doing so well that Nike employed him. So now he's got a little job going, and there's a big backlash, by the way, against Nike. And it's not just this school, but it's the thinking behind it, the rationale behind it for what it stands for. And no pun intended. But the whole movement in taking you back, if you just forgot, have amnesia, been in the jungle somewhere and forget, well, Colin Kaepernick was the first to take a knee and did not want to stand for the national anthem. Now, it irritated many people and still irritates the men in uniform and the men and women across this country that stand with them. And it's just been a thorn. It's been extremely decisive. It is a bad thing, a bad move, in my opinion, for Nike to make this move. Bad thing. So here it is, black and white, Nike billboard of Colin Kaepernick hovering above a building in San Francisco. It's a vertical sign atop a Nike store. And it's part of their sportswear company and the former San Francisco 49ers Just Do It campaign to celebrate its 30th anniversary. So what they're saying is it's a strategy. It's a strategy. And they have to do it. Well, so what's happening over in the College of the Ozarks private Christian school? They're dropping Nike over the Kaepernick Aggie. You say it's just one school, but this private Christian college in Missouri announced this past Wednesday that its athletic teams would no longer wear apparel manufactured by Nike after the sportswear giant tapped Colin Kaepernick of one of its faces against the 30th anniversary Just Do It campaign. The president of the College of the Ozarks, his name is Jerry Davis, and he said in a statement that Nike's choice of Kaepernick was promoting an attitude of division and disrespect towards America. If Nike is ashamed of America, we are ashamed of them, Davis went on. We also believe that those who know what sacrifice is all about are more likely to be wearing a military uniform than an athletic uniform. Very well said. College of the Ozarks, which has approximately 1,400 undergraduates, competes in 6 sports: baseball, basketball, cross-country, golf, track, and volleyball. as members of the National Association of Intercolleges, NAIA. Folks, this is that's kind of a big deal. And other schools and colleges and universities seemingly are going to be right behind them and not do it. They say just do it. They're saying don't do it. Because what they're doing is promoting something that has been divisive. There's that word that I was looking for. It's amazing. It finally comes around full circle. I didn't have caffeine today. The days that I actually work out, because if my system's already revved, I don't do the caffeine. So anyway, I should be revved enough, right? After all that exercise, I don't need any more. So what do you think about the whole thing? I mean, now the president, of course, he weighs in on most everything on Facebook and Twitter. He said this, and I thought this was pretty cool. A lot of people, they get on the president because he says, yeah, he tweets too much and he shoots from the hip. What he said was, here's a free enterprise company, Nike. They're free to do what they want to do. And Colin Kaepernick is a free agent. This is a country where, like it or not, you can say what you want to say. You can do what you want to do. But the reaction, how it's rewarded or not rewarded. Now, the NFL got a lawsuit, Kaepernick, saying that the NFL blacklisted him and nobody wants to touch him. But how many of the NFL players wear Nike uniforms or something Nike? And how many of the fans do? And how many fans in the stands support Nike? This is a bad move for Nike. Very bad move. It's very unpatriotic. And do we remind people of what a Nike shoe really is? Where it's made? Who makes it? Yeah, it's made still in sweatshops. Kids. Slave labor. Made for pennies. They eat rice. And then they sell it for $200 and say it's a great sports sneaker. Wear it. Just do it. Because Colin Kaepernick took a knee during the national anthem. You really accomplished a lot, Colin. You got yourself a job with Nike. You're working for Nike. And by the way, just a little advice for Colin Kaepernick, and I hope you don't mind the advice that I give him, but don't model, brother. Don't model. Seriously, they did some lips and pancake like they used to do to Al Gore when they dressed him up for television. They tried to spruce him up, but man, that is one ugly dude. I can't believe. I mean, that to me, that would scare the hell out of anybody for Nike, but they did the best they could. I've never seen him look any better. Seriously, if you look, I know you got to check it out. It's everywhere. You're going to see it. He's never looked better. Seriously, they've cleaned his face up, made him look sexy. Whatever sexy could be for Colin Kaepernick, but he is the poster boy for this resist moment. Hashtag resist. Hashtag take a knee. Hashtag disrespect the U.S. military. And really, the hashtag disrespect the military is really what has people upset. Because it's that place. And I don't know about you, but anytime, I don't care if it's college football, I don't care if it's the NFL, I still get goosebumps when I go to a game and I put my right hand on my heart and I say the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag and so forth and so on. And I think it's beautiful. God has immensely blessed this country, and I'm so glad that I was born, and yes, privileged. I could have been born somewhere else where we don't have the freedom. You ever ask God, how was it that I was so lucky? Maybe you don't have a perfect life, but you were born in America. It could have been a lot worse. It's something that I live with, folks, that I just simply call an attitude of gratitude. It's as simple as that. an attitude of gratitude. And believe me, I do not think that Colin Kaepernick has the attitude of gratitude, because what it does is it divides us further as a nation. It gets the minorities all bent out of shape. Okay? It gets blacks all bent out of shape. And believe me, we don't need more people bent out of shape in this country. People are angry enough as it is. But I will tell you this, in all honesty, there's people a whole lot more happier about this country because of the economy. Nobody's complaining that the economy's roaring, folks. And maybe you're not making the money that you want to make right now, and I understand that, but things are getting better. Things are getting much better. So as far as Nike apparel goes, as far as gym shoes, or whatever you want, that's what we used to call them when I was a kid. I remember our coach took us to the sneaker store, but he'd call them tennis shoes. That was back in the day, folks, all right? We're talking early 80s. Yeah, we're going to go shopping for tennis shoes. But it was exciting. And there was Converse, Adidas. Was there Nike? Yeah, it was about 3 brands, and it was really easy. A, B, or C. What color? It was that color. Whatever the color of the month was, that's what you were wearing. And it was easy. Today, it's frustrating because you go into a store, it's like, what are you doing with your sneaker? I'm walking. Do you do cross-country fit? What the hell is that? Skiing in the summer in Florida? No. No. Do you do a little woods running, and do you do a little cement running? I'm like, man, I just do some biking and I do some casual walking. Oh, these are perfect. But they're more specialized, I suppose. But just remember, Nike, where they're made, there are American vendors that make a great shoe in this country. New Balance, they're a great sneaker, and they're American made. I have always said on this show, and this show it's been and will continue to be pro-America. If we can build it in America, if we can employ Americans, companies can do well, people can do well. We're going to say it, buy New Balance. There's a substitute, and their apparel's excellent. And they're in a lot of the malls. All right, let's get to the Kavanaugh, away from too much of Colin Kaepernick, but 2 Ks. But this is the judge that is looking for nomination. Today's the last day of Brett Kavanaugh in the hearings, and it's been despicable. 73 people arrested on Capitol Hill. This never happened, folks, when we did not like Obama's nominee and so forth. This is ridiculous. 73 people, just an embarrassment in my opinion. And here is a picture, and you can't see it, but you're going to hear some audio in just a second here, of protesters taking over the Senate Judiciary Committee's Chairman Chuck Grassley's office. Here's their chant.
We've got some things to talk about. Chuck Grassley, come out. We've got some things to talk about. Chuck Grassley, come out. We've got some things to talk about. Chuck Grassley, come out. We've got some things to talk about. Chuck Grassley.
All right, so you got it. I mean, that just certainly would get down on your nerves. And if I was Chuck Grassley, I'd be like opening my door and just running out. Hey, what do you want? Shut up. Shut up. The thing is, a lot of these protesters, juveniles, kids, they've never even voted. Seriously, don't even know probably why they're there. Roughly 24 people crowded inside Grassley's Washington, D.C. office in the Hart Senate building. This was actually yesterday, this past Thursday of this week, and made up mostly of various women's rights groups, and clapping and chanting as they demanded Grassley's ear.